Welcome to a new video. I hope you're doing well today. I must say I haven't posted for a little while. I don't know, time has been going by like it's been really going really fast, the time. I think I haven't posted in a month now already, so it's quite a long time, but finally I have a new video, and this video is going to be about my collection in general, how everything is going. I will just take you guys along to my collection, show you all the things that are going on, the good and the bad and the ugly. And I must say, when the growing season was started, I was just so excited and motivated about all of my plans, but that excitement quickly turned into like a really overwhelming feeling. So that's still kind of the feeling which I have. And yeah, I think that's just a little bit of a downside of having like a plant hobby. It's like a hobby where you need to stay consistent with. It's not like painting or whatever hobby that you can just, when you feel it, you do it. And if you don't feel like it, doing it for 2 weeks, you can just put it aside and it's fine. But with plants, you cannot really do that, though you could, but that would have consequences. And so yeah, that's just a little bit of a downside of this hobby, that you, even though you're not feeling it, you still need to put the work in it, because else, consequences. So yeah, I think without further ado, let's just go to my collection now, and I hope you enjoy. I thought to start over in this room. There was actually quite a bit of new growth going on, and definitely some things which I really need to get on top of. But yeah, without further ado, let's go over all of these plants, show you what's going on, the good and the bad. So I think for now we will start over in this corner over here. And the first plant that we have here is the philodendron. I think I need to put the light a little bit higher. So over here is the philodendron SP Napo, which I really need to do something about. As you can see, like it's really growing off it, and yeah, it's kind of my own fault, because a while ago it dropped over. It like dropped from over here like over to the side. Luckily there weren't any other plants involved that got damaged, but the SP Napo did. Like this, at that moment this was a new leaf that it was working on. It got ripped, and I was like, what am I gonna do? I don't like it. And so what I did, I've chopped it along the moss pole. I don't know, it's maybe a little bit too dark, but I've chopped it over here and over there. So you can already see a new growth point growing here, and here is its first new leaf. So my plan kind of was to put like the bottom proportion with this proportion over here, and take a top cut and cut rid of that, so that I have two plants going on a moss pole. So it also maybe fills it out a little bit, because as you can see, like, because it's quite a sparse look, like especially the petioles are like also insanely long. I think that also plays a role with it. And I also mentioned it in my philodendron collection that this one is really crazy with the EFN, and on this leaf you can really clearly see it now. Like, do you see all these little dots? All from EFN. And even though I have been like showering these plants, I think once every 2 weeks, yeah, it still really does that. So yeah, this is really something which I really need to get on top of. And then down there is another plant which I also really need to do something about. This is the philodendron SP Columbia. I think in the previous video this leaf was still hardening off, so this is the hardened off leaf. And it gave another new leaf, this beautiful one over here. It's still hardening off a little bit, but again, still this like weird warped look to it. But what it is with this one, like, this is officially a crawler, but I put it on a moss pole. I've seen multiple people doing it with success, and in the first occasion it looked like everything was fine, but I did start to notice that the moss pole was really like pushed away. Let me see, I'm gonna turn it this side. So you can really see on the moss pole how it's like bending backwards because of the force that it's putting on there. So that was already a reason why I thought, like, I think this one maybe wants to crawl instead of climb. But what it is doing now, and I need to turn it to the other side. Whoops. Look, it clearly wants to crawl. It's like grown away from the moss ball. Maybe from this side you can see it a little bit better. Yeah, as you can see, it's like, yeah, it really wants to crawl. So even though I really kind of don't want to have like a crawler again, I do think I need to give it that environment that it can crawl. So yeah, that is something which I am going to do. I'm going to take a top cut and maybe also the bottom proportion I put in there, so that I have like 2 pens going in that horizontal planter. Because yeah, this is a plant that I really adore and I really want to keep it in my collection. But yeah, I do really need to get it crawling because it really isn't happy climbing. And I already thought about like all the leaves, like how they gave like this like warped leaf to this warped look to the leaf. I already thought that it maybe had something to do with the fact that it was growing against its natural habitat, if you say so. Because like the previous 3 leaves also just had a lot of problems, like in the sheet and coming out of the sheet. So I'm curious if I will have it crawling again, then the leaves maybe will look a bit better than how they were doing. So yeah, that's it for that one. Another plenty to do. If we go next to there, the Monstera elbow, I think it already gave like, what, I think maybe even 3 leaves since the last video. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. This is one of new leaf. Over here, pretty one. And another new one. However, I do find it interesting to see that it's still not really sizing up. Like, if you can see, like the whole plant is just, yeah, it's just not sizing up. Even though I feel like it does get a good amount of light. So yeah, that's a little bit sad to see because I really would love to have like a big Monstera elbow. And another thing which is kind of a bit sad is that is some browning on this leaf. This is the only leaf so far I've noticed the browning on. And I can't help it. It just always makes me really sad to see that happening. And especially now, like, I think like all my Monsteras, variegated Monsteras are browning. So especially my Thai constellations, I'm like really sad about it. I will show it later on. But yeah, that one is like browning like crazy. I do see a little browning tip over there, but nothing too severe. Like a little bit of browning I don't mind, but like if like the whole variegated part turns brown, that's just, yeah, really sad. And I think this also has a little bit to do with, yeah, not me being on top of my plant care, like getting them a little bit too dry, giving them a double shot of water. Yeah, but yeah, those things just happen, and yeah. And so next to there is a beautiful new leaf on the Philodendron Patriciae. This is definitely the biggest leaf that it has grown so far. It's still like inflating a bit, and it's just, oh, I think this plant is just so gorgeous. Really beautiful. So yeah, that was it for the beautiful Patriciae. If we go down, I have my Philodendron Pink Princess. I only had one plant on a moss ball, like this one over here, but I also had like another small pink princess with, I don't know, yeah, it has 2 growth points. And yeah, because of like all of the overwhelm, I felt I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna put this small one just in top of here so I can fill it out. And yeah, really happy that I've done that. But yeah, I think this one has just such good genes. There's like a new leaf on the way and I already see a bit of pink sticking out. Yeah, I think this is a new leaf. This is a beautiful new leaf and another leaf on the way. So yeah, not that much to say about it furthermore, but it's really, I think this one has just really good genes. And then next to there, the variegated Monstera Adansonii. This is one which isn't really continuing to browning. It did it a while ago, like these bottom leaves you can see. Yeah, it's definitely a bit of yellowing going on, some browning. But for all of these leaves, you can see they are still looking really nice. Here's one of the new leaf, really pretty. Here's some more. So yeah, I think this one is clearly happy and it's finally has started to root in the moss ball. Like it took forever for this one to root in the moss ball. There are also 2 little babies down there, but yeah, basically fully variegated. So I'm not expecting too much from those. And now for this vine over here, because this one always did produce a lot of variegation, but for the last couple leaves you can see it's like less and less variegation. I think this one basically nothing, like here a tiny little rim. Since it is wooded in the moss ball, I do think I'm just gonna chop it over here somewhere so it can activate another growth point. And if we go down, I have two of my Florida Beauties. One is getting a little bit blocked by this Anthurium. Put it over to the side. So this is the one where I had my accident with. Like, this one was like really pretty. And yeah, after I've chopped it and it was growing new leaves, it was like growing all this, like fully green. Here, like, yeah, this one is still pretty though, but it just had way more, like, before it had just amazing variegation. And then I got this new leaf and I was so happy to see it because it's finally just beautifully variegated again. And yeah, this is just what I want to see in a Florida Beauty, like just beautiful variegation. And it's still like hardening off, so the color will change a little bit. But yeah, really happy with this one. It's also working on another new leaf. Really curious how that one is going to look. And then for that other Florida Beauty, I find this one with variegation wise, it's not that that's amazing variegation. Like, this leaf is though, but the other leaves are also just more like green with like a tiny bit of variegation. I do see it's like giving a new leaf over here, so curious to see what the variegation will be looking on that one. Yeah, this one is also one which I do want to put them together again. Not sure if I want to put them on a moss ball. I don't think so. I think I'm just, from now on, I'm just gonna put my plants on like those cocoa core pots. Then next to here is this Anthurium. Maybe I should move it a little bit over here so you can see it better. So this is the Anthurium red spider hybrid with dark forgetti eye, I think. It did give this new leaf, and again it has like this ripped appearance over there. Like, all the leaves have that, like this one, and there didn't happen anything with it, like mechanical damage or something. It was just like, I don't know, it just did it on its own. Not that a nice sight, but it also gave two inflows, and one of them I already chopped off. But I've tried to pollinate it, but I feel like, I don't know, I don't have high hopes of it, like that it was like a successful pollination. But yeah, we will see if it is going to produce some berries. I would really love if like a pollination would be successful, because so far I tried it only once, I think, or maybe twice, and both of them weren't successful, so the inflow just died off. So I'm curious what will happen with this one. I do see that I forgot this one, Philodendron Burl Morix Fantasy. It's really taking off right now. Here is a new leaf. Finally also a little bit bigger. And also here a pretty new leaf. So yeah, really happy to see this one growing, because like I really enjoy this plant. It's like, yeah, such a nice shingling plant. And then for the last plant in this section is my Philodendron Melanochrysum, which is desperately in need for a chop and extend. There was like also another growth point down here, but it didn't give like a leaf for like the longest time, and it finally did. So there is a new leaf over there. Like, it has just such a beautiful tone to it when the leaves are just like new, such a beautiful golden tone. I think like for the main vine it gave, let me see. So yeah, definitely this is a new leaf, beautiful elongated dark leaf. And I think this one, I'm not sure if it already was in here in the previous video. But yeah, this one definitely is a new leaf. Like, look at how beautiful elongated it is. Like, if you see them over there, they are just a little bit more wider, and this one is just, oh, so beautiful. But like I said, it really needs to have a chop and extend. It's already growing over there, and It's also working on a new leaf, so it's growing really fast. But I clearly see that this new leaf is definitely going to be smaller than the leaves that it grew before that. So yeah, I think that is definitely something which I will do today. Just make the chop today and then tomorrow the extension. Because yeah, you can see there also are some nice aerial roots. So it really needs to have an extension ASAP. So let me see. I think these were all the plants for this section. Oh yeah, I do have one in the windowsill which I constantly forget to show. I do have this one for I think 3 months now maybe. This is a domino cactus. I'm not sure what the botanical name of it is, but recently it did give I think 4 flowers, but they weren't that impressive. Like I had one of these in the pot but then just one big ball, and that one gave like the most gorgeous flower, and it also scented really nicely. So I will see if I have a picture so I can include it, so just to show you how beautiful these flowers are. But yeah, the flowers that these one gave weren't really that impressive, and yeah, they only last like what 12 hours or something, maybe 24 hours, but definitely not longer than that. But yeah, so yeah, that's also one which I just have in the windowsill. So I think we will now go over to the plants that are under the grow lights. So for the plants under these grow lights, like I also have like the micans and what is this called? Scindapsus exotica, I think, yeah. So yeah, it does get like a little bit of dappled. Dappled? Is that the right name? I don't know, but it gets a little bit of light from the grow lights, and yeah, this is really like those plants that which gets like heavily neglected and it's still like doing really well. So yeah, really an easygoing plant. For the micans, same story, also really easygoing, but a while ago I let it dry out too much and it tippled over out of itself. So there were like a lot of leaves that were damaged. There were already some leaves which are just immediately broke off. But I haven't really done anything about it, so there are still like a lot of leaves on here which has damage. So yeah, that's another plenty to do thing. Yeah, but now for these plants. Let me see, in the back there, over there in those glass vases, I have some propagations from Philodendron lupinum. Oh, this leaf is really not looking good. But yeah, turn it around. So my Philodendron lupinum, I've chopped it and I now have just these propagations left. I also just threw a lot out of it because yeah, overwhelmed. And yeah, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do about it. I kind of really want to see this plant mature, but I don't know if I have the motivation to put it on a moss ball again. We'll see what I'm gonna do with that one, but yeah, it definitely has rooted into there. As you can see, some nice roots there. For these two, like this one and this one, I'm also going to do something about these ones, because this is the Philodendron micans variegated. I've chopped it from like the original plants because it was like reverting, and like all the propagations are also just like kind of reverting. Like I think only, oh, here is a leaf which is variegated, here is a leaf which also has a bit of variegation, but the variegation and stuff just doesn't look right. I don't know what it is with this one. Like here, it also grew a leaf with variegation, but do you see that see-through look to it? I don't know why the variegated micans is doing that. Like the ones that I have in my pot box are just doing really well. Nothing like that see-through look, and the variegation is just really nice. So I'm not planning on chopping it again. I think I'm just gonna put these two together in one pot and move them somewhere else in my home. And just let them do their thing and see if there maybe will be some random variegation coming back. Then over here, this is one of my new plants, which is also not looking its best anymore. This is the Philodendron gloriosum variegated, and yes, you can see this leaf is like melting a bit. This leaf is like, I don't know, maybe a little bit burnt from the grow lights. This is a new leaf, and it's also working on another one over there. And this leaf over here is also browning a little bit. But yeah, still really curious to see how it will go. Like this leaf, I really love this leaf so much. So kind of sad to see it melting. And then behind there is another one of my new plants, the Alocasia Black Velvet Variegated. I both repotted them eventually. I did wait a little bit long with them to repot, but I think this one is maybe getting a little bit too much light because it just has a little bit of a yellow hue to it. This is the first new leaf that it grew in my care. It's like a little bit of pink over here. I think I will really keep it over there because like in the middle I have to grow lights, and I think that's maybe just a little bit too much for this one. And maybe also for this one, so maybe I should move this one a little bit more to the front. And then for the variegated Minima, Monstera Minima. I don't know, I like this plant, but it's like constantly doing this like browning thing, like here it's browning, there, and I've already chopped off so many leaves because they were browning. So yeah, I'm not sure if it's like why it's doing that. Maybe it's just like a little bit of a finicky one. But yeah, it's not that much to say about it furthermore. So I will move it how I'm gonna place it, like this, so I think this will be great. And so now for this bottom shelf, I did have some more plants over here, but I'm like experimenting with the Milsbo, so I'm constantly moving plants in and out. Let me see. Yeah, this one is really not doing it for me. I really like this plant though, but it's just not growing. I cut it with only like this leaf, and then it kind of got like this elongated vine, and it grew this fully variegated leaf, and from this moment on it's just not doing anything. So maybe I should give it just more light or something. This is just a random propagation from Philodendron esmeraldens, taking it really slow. This one is taking off pretty nicely. This is the Anthurium Doriaki crossed with crystallinum. I think it already grew like 1, 2 leaves. I'm not sure. Alocasia aslani is finally growing well for me. I yesterday saw that it is also working on a new leaf. Like, I have this one in my collection for what, 2 years or something. And it's finally now doing something. The Alocasia bambino, it also is taking off really well again. But yeah, variegation wise, like this leaf is just like fully green, and now this is a new leaf and this one is fully variegated again. Well, yeah, not that much to say. Then for the last plant over here, this is the Alocasia poly variegated, but yeah, I kind of felt like it was reverting, like this is one of the new leaves, which is also just fully green. But yesterday I saw that it's working on a new leaf, and I do feel like it will have some variegation. I hope so. Really curious. But I also had some corms from this one, and that is really exciting. I can maybe show it immediately. Over here. Maybe I should move it over there so you can see it a little bit better. So here I just have some corns in fluval. These are just from the dragon scale, which I really should get out of there. But yeah, here is one from, maybe focus a little bit more, please. So here you can see one of the poly new leaves, like beautiful half moon. Here is a fully variegated poly, and do you see that little one in the back there? That's with the white variegation. That's from my other phi deck, the variegated one, and yeah, that I got that one as like a highly variegated one, and yeah, it was not doing well. So I've chopped it and put like a little stem in there, and it's growing again, so that's exciting to see. That's it just for so I thought it would be fun to show the corms how they were looking, because this was, by the way, another corm, and this one is also just fully green from the poly. So yeah, that's it for these plants, and now we will go to the other room. For the plants over in this room, should we start immediately with the bed? Yeah, I think we should immediately start with the bed. And that is my Thai constellation, which I said that is browning. I'm so sad about it. Like, it's also gave 2 new leaves. Like, this was one of the new leaves, and well, here is a new leaf also. Really, really pretty. It always has like a chunk of variegation, the leaves. So that's really nice to see. But the problem, the browning, and it went well for such a long time, and I don't know why this has happened. I must say it's also pretty wood bound, and I've also let this one get a little bit too dry, and I think at a certain point I watered it more than what I normally would. Like, I've watered it, and I think 2 days later I watered it again. But yeah, the browning, as you can see here, like quite a big part, a little bit on the edges over here, on this leaf too. And I think that's it though, like these leaves were already had that. So yeah, I don't know, it always makes me really, really sad to see that happening, but I'm gonna wait till it like crisps up. Like in the first occasion when the browning starts, it's like a little bit more of like that soft browning, but eventually it will turn more crispy, and then you can really easily remove it. So yeah, that's where I'm waiting on, that it just gets a little bit more crispy so I can remove it. And yeah, I think this one can also just appreciate a little bit more light. Also, it is getting so big, it's a little bit overwhelming how big it is getting. Next to there, the Cestus mirabilis. It's definitely one of my favorite plants, but lately it's like the new leaves, you can maybe see it. Yeah, you can definitely see it. Like how like contrasty this look is, or I'm not sure if that's the right word, but like the pattern is like really crisp and visible, and then it grew like this leaf. Yeah, you can already see how it is looking a little bit more muted. And then it grew this leaf, and yeah, you can clearly see it, how it's like not that, yeah, how the pattern is just like really muted and blended together. So yeah, I would rather really have these leaves. I think this is just really gorgeous, but it did grew, oopsie, oh, it did grew this new leaf over here, which does clearly has that beautiful pattern again, but it's also growing another one, so I will need to go and chop that one off. The previous time that it happened, I chopped it and put it in my prop box, but it didn't do anything, so I'm not gonna even try to do it with this water. So yeah, that's it for the Cestus mirabilis. I must say that I have noticed thrips larvae on this one, but I haven't treated it. I just really keep on top of showering it, and I think it's going well. Like, I haven't seen the thrips larvae on here for a little while. And then behind there, the beautiful, beautiful, glorious, my pride and joy. In the previous video I did mention that it was starting to give like a little bit of this yellow markings on there. I think like it hasn't spread any further, so that's really nice. I think it really maybe had to do with the flowers that it grew. Like here also a little bit, but yeah, luckily it didn't really spread any further. And the exciting thing, it's like giving a new leaf over there. It's still inflating a little bit, and this was the first leaf it grew after the chop and extend, and I don't know, I think it will be kind of bit the same size as this one is. But yeah, really happy that it's growing some leaves again. Really, really gorgeous plant. Like, look at that. Like, oh, dun, dun, dun. Really, really gorgeous. However, I must say that I've been thinking about moving the bed again to that side, because even though I can give these plants some light now, I just really don't really like the look of the bed, like squished against there. But what happens if I am gonna do that? I don't have space for these plants anymore, and I'm already overwhelmed with where do I keep my plants. So then I have like, well, the Thai and the Glorious, two really big plants which I don't have space for. So I'm really thinking like, should I maybe get rid of more plants? But all the plants that I currently have are all plants that I really adore. So yeah, really annoying to yeah, just running out of space. Really not a nice problem to run into. Yeah, then next to that, the Monstera Esqueleto is also doing quite well. I must say it's been standing here for a long time, and yeah, this one is not receiving that much light. As you can maybe see, like those plants are receiving quite a nice amount of light, but this corner is definitely a little bit darker. I have secured it really onto the moss ball right now because you can see it was really growing like shoop shoop. And that is causing the leaves to look a little bit like over there it's really full, and then it's like getting a little bit sparse, and now it is looking a little bit better again. I accidentally ripped it over here, but yeah, this is a new leaf for sure. Oh, I also ripped it over there, I think. So yeah, a new leaf, but even though it's like getting less light, I feel like it doesn't really affect the new growth in the sense that it got smaller. So that's nice. I've also been thinking about chopping it along the vine, so there will be another growth point that's going to activate, so I will have two on there. Not sure if I will go and do that. Okay, I am going down a little bit. Over here, the epi... Oh, do you hear that? A crispy moth ball. I really should put a water bottle on it after I'm done filming. Yeah, I'm not sure about this one though. How it's currently looking, I'm really not liking it, and this is one which I'm thinking like, should I get rid of it? But this is also one, if it's like mature, I think it's just so beautiful. And I've already gotten rid of my Cebu Blue, so yeah, not sure what I will do about this one. But yeah, how it's currently looking, not liking it that much. And that's why probably this moss ball is like fully crisp, because yeah, if I don't really enjoy my plants anymore, then I'm just not putting the care in it. Yeah, maybe I should just get rid of this one. Then over here I have the variegated fried egg. Hold it a little bit back. So this is also definitely one of my favorite plants, and recently I've repotted it, so it really needed it, and I think it was like really happy with it because it grew. This new leaf, it's still like hardening off a little bit, but as you can see, it's so much bigger than the previous ones. So I'm really sure that has to do with the repot, because the leaves that it grew before it were like these ones and this one. So yeah, it's definitely a big increase in size. Really gorgeous leaf, also like beautiful chunk of this minty color. But yeah, I also chopped a lot of leaves on this one, but yeah, it is starting to fill out, and it's really nice to see how it's like increasing in size. Really gorgeous plants. And now for the last section of plants over here. This is also really one of my favorite sections in the home regarding how the plants look together. Let me see, we will first start with the Splendid in the corner. So the Splendid is also almost in need for a chop and extend. I think I will let it grow one leaf and then I'm gonna do a chop and extend. But there are two vines on there, and here is one of the new leaves. Like the Splendid leaves also look really pretty. You can also see like how the verrucosum trades, like that neonly like vines, or however you call it. Really gorgeous. And it grew a new leaf, which is really exciting. Like, boom, look at that size. Maybe I can show it a bit compared to like the bottom leaves, and then yeah, you can definitely see it, how it's like so much bigger. Really gorgeous. It's definitely not receiving that much light now here on top. So maybe I will do the chop and extend a little bit sooner. I don't know, but oh, really gorgeous. Then next to there we have the Philodendron Majestic. So far it's still not doing that much because I took two top cuts, because I don't know, why did I do that? I think they were damaged or something, but it is like working on new growth.
I think this one really isn't doing anything. So curious if this one will produce a leaf eventually. Yeah, this one I think will hopefully push out a leaf, because that I have noticed with some plants, like if you chop it and then they activate like the new growth point and then the first leaf just never really forms. So and that other one which you see growing over there, I haven't chopped it, so we're just working on a nice new leaf. If we go next to that, the beautiful Philodendron Burl Mox Fantasy also gave a new leaf, and ta-da! Finally a fenestration again. It's still only one fenestration, but still finally fenestration, because before that it like grew not a variegation and not a variegation, and here it is. Did I say variegation? I mean fenestration. But what it is, I had this one on a moss ball, I took it off, and now I just have it on a bamboo stake, but it's growing like really, really wonky. So I'm not sure if I maybe will chop it up and start it again on a moss ball, or just put like a coco core ball in it. Really, really not sure what I'm gonna do about that one. And then next to that, the Philodendron Florida Ghost. Also same story, took it off the moss ball, have it now just on a little stake. But this one is also growing a little bit like, yeah. That's just the downside of if you don't have plants on the moss balls, that they just grow all over the place. So yeah, this one, I really, really love this one. I think this one is just so gorgeous. It's also working on a new leaf over there. I do see that the internode space is getting longer than how it is at the bottom. Like at the bottom there, this was just such tiny space between them. So yeah, for this one, also not sure if I should just maybe put it on a moss ball again, or just also like a coco core ball. But yeah, really, really gorgeous. Like the new leaf also looks like beautiful color like this. They are slowly starting to turn more green though, but yeah, oh, really such a beautiful plant, how it's like constantly changing in their color. And then for the last plant over here, the Philodendron verrucosum. This one was heavily infested with thrips larvae, and this one I immediately treated, because in the past I lost my verrucosum because of thrips, so I didn't want to go through that again, so I immediately treated it. So yeah, I definitely chopped off quite some leaves from the bottom because they were yellowing and stuff, and like even after the treatment, I think some leaves started to yellow just because from the treatment itself. But it's also definitely started to increase in leaf size. Like here is one of new leaves, really gorgeous. Over here a new one, and over there another one. Now over to the last plants in the hallway over here. Really not like how the plants are like set up, so I do want to change it. But over here the Philodendron lemon lime. Now that it is receiving a little bit more light, you can really see that it has more of like that lemon lime color. Like over here the leaves are just a little bit more like in a deeper color, and over here they are really light again. So that's really nice, because I do think I really prefer that lemon limey color. I think I am gonna chop it though, because there's like one string which is just sticking out a little bit too much for my preference. Then over here I will grab it, because else it's like super backlit. Yeah, I kind of need to do something about it. I did put a stake in there, but I haven't like attached it or something. But yeah, kind of needs a chop, because it's growing a runner over there and a runner over here. So yeah, that's also something which I need to go and work on. But furthermore, this plant is growing well. No signs of like browning of the fabrication or anything, and yeah, not that much to say about this one. And now for over here, the Terrarium. I don't know what this thing has. Like, the roots look really good, but it's haven't given a new leaf in like months and months. And it finally did grow a new leaf, but what is this? It's so small, and it's just missing a part or something. So yeah, I really don't know what this is. I think it's maybe a light thing. I'm I'm sure kinda, because this is quite a dark setup over here. So yeah, this one is just, yeah, not really doing anything. I do like this plant though, but yeah, sadly it's not giving really new growth. The Hoya linearis is really growing really nicely. I think this one is happy over here. You can see it's a little bit stuck in the tortum, but you can see a lot of the new growth. So yeah, this one is really happy over here. Then next to there I just have a spider plant. It's a plant that I don't really like anymore, but it is one that I got from my grandma. It has been really big in the past, but eventually, I don't know, also trips or something. So I kept the propagation, and that is the result of this one. But yeah, the plant in itself I just don't really like that much. I also had like a really big spider plant over here, but I sold it. Like, I thought about it for a year or something, and yeah, now it's finally gone. And I kind of like it because it was blocking a lot of the light that was coming in here, and yeah, so it's really nice to have it all like more light coming in. But I think I just want to change the setup by placing some smaller plants over there, and then I'm thinking about like creating like a gallery wall over there with like all pictures, memories and those kind of things. I would think that will be really cool. We are also really in the process of like doing a lot of stuff in our home, like repainting a lot of things, adding more color, and yeah, so that's a really nice process. I think that's just such a nice thing to do, like all kind of like house projects and stuff. But back to the plants. Over here, the pink princess that I got a while ago, I've repotted it, and yeah, there's also a bit of browning going on. I think these and this one is one of the new leaves. Here's another one growing, but not really variegation. And then over here is an Anthurium vitala something. I've repotted it a little while back because it was still like in its original pot where I bought it in, and when I took it out I was really happy that I finally did it, because the pot was way too big for the shallow root system that it got. So it's now like in a tiny pot, and it's been growing really well since I've done that. There's also, yeah, you can see one root growing over there and over here. Really exciting to see. It's such a nice thing to have your plants in like clear pots so you can like monitor the root growth. And then for this one, I must say this is also a plant which, I don't know. I do like it, but not on the spot where it is now. Like, I don't really see it because it's like, yeah, facing towards this little window. And this one also hasn't given a new leaf in such a long time. It is really working a lot on corms. Like, you can see one over there, and in the pot itself also a lot of corms. So now over for the plants in the living room. As you can maybe see from the previous video, it's like looking way fuller over here because there's been quite some new growth over here. This planty space is also one of my favorite places. I just really love all the plants together. Like, maybe the scalpworm I do want to get rid of to a different location. But like all the monsteras, how big they are, it's like, I really love the vibe with like the wooden frame and everything, the green backdrop color. I just, yeah, really like it, this planty section. So yeah, let's just go over each one of these plants and see what's all going on. So the first one is the Monstera albo. Furthermore, it is growing well. Like, it's given, I don't know, I think this is a new leaf, this is a new leaf. This one, I think, I don't know, is this one too? I don't know. But this is another one which is browning a little bit. Not too much. I think this one is also getting into that crispy state, so it will not continue to brown more than what it's currently doing. So I just had like this leaf like over it, so yeah, you can really see it that way. So yeah, really happy that this one is growing bigger. And with this one, because there are two plants on here, like this one constantly, like if it grows like a leaf on this side, then it's like mostly fully green, and then one with some more variegation, and this one is also basically almost fully green. Then next to there, the Alocasia sculprum, it also gave 2 new leaves, I think. Let me put the brightness up a little bit. It's getting a little bit cloudy out. I think we also expected some rain. So yeah, also I think this plant is just so beautiful with its texture and that dark color. So that's one of the new leaves, and over here is a new leaf growing. Then behind there, the Philodendron El Choco. This one is not really growing that well. I think maybe it's also getting a little bit blocked by the Monstera. But I already chopped one of the leaves because it started to yellow, and I also see with this one it's doing like the same thing. So if it's like some light situation that this is happening or something else, not really sure, but this is one of the new leaves that it grew. Not that much of a red back. This one has more of a red back. Then next to that, the Philodendron gloriosum. Not sure what happened over there though, but yeah, this is also a plant which I really like. I think it's just, I don't know, I think it's just the pillowy vibe that it has to that. It's just, really adore that in plants. And it has like a nice light green color. Then these 2 plants, this is the Monstera siltipicana. Not that much to say about it, just like a little bit of a filler plant. And this is one which I think is pretty interesting. This is the Alocasia Black Velvet. It also grew, let me see, yeah, 2 new leaves, this one and this one. I think this one is still like hardening off a little bit. But what I found really interesting with this leaf, as you can see, like that vine like split it in 2 and then went into 1. I've never seen that before, so I thought it was really funny and interesting to see how it did that. Really, this color is so beautiful. It's like almost fully black. Really one of my favorite alocasias. Then next to there for the other Thai constellation, like this one was growing so well. Well, it's still growing well, but regarding the variegation, I felt like this one could handle like a lot of like kind of like of neglect and moving it around. Like the ones upstairs, I feel like that one is even more sensitive with the variegation to brown. Like if you miss a watering, overwatering, move it to a different location. And with this one, I constantly felt like it was doing really well, even though I moved it like to a lot of different locations, underwatered it and name it. But yeah, now it did started to brown a bit. You can see over here a little bit. But still, it's still like a little bit like the one upstairs, like has so much more browning going on. And I think with this one, because this one was really dry, it's also desperately in a need for a repot, but I've watered it, and normally I just water once and then I put it back. But with this one, since it was so dry, I was like, well, I wait a couple minutes and then I water it again, and after that it started. So I really think it has something to do with that. Maybe the roots were so dry and that they were kind of shocked about how much water they were suddenly getting. But yeah, this is one of the new leaves, really pretty. You can see that it has less fenestrations than the previous ones. I think also because, yeah, it's not getting like that great lighting over here. Then next to there, the regular green monstera, it also gave some new leaves. I'm really not sure which of the leaves are really new. Definitely this one and this one over here. And there was another one, I think this one, yeah. And I think also a little one at the bottom. But yeah, as you can see, these leaves look quite nice, but these leaves are looking all really beaten up. I was kind of thinking about chopping them, but then, I don't know. We'll see, but yeah, really beautiful, those big monsteras over here. Let me see, shall we first do the window seal or the Anthuriums? I think I will first go over to the Anthurium since it's like getting darker outside and it's already quite a dark spot where these Anthuriums are. So over here also a lot of new growth. Let me move over on the couch. So over here is the first new leaf on the Anthurium, what is it? Crystallinum crossed with luxuriance, I think, yeah. So it's still inflating and I'm so curious, like the previous one was also really big. It's sadly got a little bit of damage. This one only like a little bit over there, but Anthuriums are just so sensitive for damage if they like unfurling. It also has like an inflow. I'm not really planning on doing anything with that. Maybe I will collect the pollen, but we'll see. So yeah, that's the first pretty new leaf. Then next to there, the Anthurium Lingeri. It also grew 2 new leaves. This is one of the new leaves, and this one was the one before that, and you can see like the increase in size. And now it's also working on another one. Oh, maybe I should not just touch it. Then next to there, another crystallinum hybrid, not sure which it's crossed with, and this is one of the new leaves. It's looking really beautiful, no really signs of damage or anything. I think it's almost done inflating. So yeah, really gorgeous, this one too. I think I could water this one, yeah. And now next to there, because my originally green Anthurium, it's not really with me anymore. I still have it standing kind of like outside. But yeah, that one won't go anymore, so that is going into the compost. So I was really missing like a big green Anthurium. And a couple weeks ago I was at a local garden center and they had one big one for, what was it? 15 euros I think. So I was like, I'm gonna bring you home with me. So it was bigger. I did took propagation from it and I have that one in the windowsill. We'll show it later on. So this is just the bottom proportion of it, and yeah, it is starting to do this again. Like, this is really my problem that I have with the green. But so far it's not that bad as it was with the previous one. Then next to there, this one is looking a little bit sad. This is the Anthurium Queen of Hearts, and yesterday I did repotted it because I saw this markings happening on here, and I was like, I think there's something really off. So I repotted it yesterday, and I did saw it because it was still like in its original pot, and I took it out and it had like not that big of a root system compared to like the pot where it was in. So I checked the roots, and I also saw there was like a little bit of root rot going on, nothing too severe, but definitely some. So I'm wondering like if these markings will have anything to do with like the root rot was going on, because these markings looking really similar to what I had with my Philodendron esmeraldens. And when I repotted that one, I also saw there was a little bit of root rot going on. See, I'm not sure about that one, so yeah, I'm gonna chop this one off and that other one in the back. But it is working on a new leaf, so really excited about it. I really hope that I didn't bump into something yesterday when I repotted it, because that will definitely show once it's inflating. Then behind there, the Anthurium clarinervium is working on this new leaf. Yeah, this is just a little Piper sylvaticum. I do have more in my pot box, so I want to like put them all together again and just have like one big pot of them. Behind there, the crystallinum gave this new leaf. I just moved it over here today. It was standing upstairs before. So yeah, it's now living down here again. Then next to there, the Regal. Well, it's also not given a leaf like in ages. It was in the Milspo, but I've put it over here right now. Not sure if I will keep it here. So yeah, that's it for the Regal. And then next to there, the beautiful Anthurium Silver Blush gave this new leaf. Also definitely the biggest leaf that it grew so far. It does have a lot of babies growing in there. I think there were like 3 in here now. I had it in my daughter's room for a couple of weeks, so it's now also recently living down here again. So I'm curious how the new growth will go right now, because I think I have moved it to higher light, because I did saw that it was doing a little bit of yellowing. So I thought it could also maybe appreciate more light, and it definitely did. But yeah, I kind of just want to have it over here, so we'll see how that one goes now. Then now over here, what do we have here? Can you see like how dark it is? Like, we really have a dark home though. Especially if it gets cloudy, it just gets really dark, and like this part is like insane how dark it is. Like, there is a plant over there, but it's basically living in the dark, and it's still growing well. Really interesting. The philodendron summer glory. Also want to move it somewhere else, I think, but it is working on a new leaf. I'll move it over here. Yeah, it's not really that clear to see, but it has like a beautiful pink to it. I'm really curious how big this leaf is going to be. It did dropped over a little while back, but I think it didn't do too much damage on it. Yeah, my jewel orchids, because they were standing on my daughter's room. But we sold the furniture, so we need to get like new furniture. So I couldn't keep it over here. But yeah, they are growing really, really well. I'm also thinking about, take these jewel orchids out of here and put them also in the Mills bow. So I can really see them more than like in this enclosure, because it are like really, really gorgeous plants. And I feel like if you have it in like an enclosure like this, it's not like that noticeable or something. But yeah, it is growing really, really well. Like over here is another jewel orchid. I think this was like the macadamia, something, I don't know how it's called. But yeah, really pretty. I almost forgot the plants over here in the windowsill. This is one of a plant that I also got for a couple of weeks, maybe months, I think already. This is one propagation that I got from my sister, a Sansevieria. She had a lot, and I was like, yeah, I'm really missing my Sansevieria. So yeah, I have a new one now. It's a different one than I had in the past. That was with like those yellow outer edges. But I think I prefer this one a little bit more. And so over here is the top portion from the green, which I said, can I show it all the way? Yeah. So it is still looking nice, no signs of yellowing whatsoever, but when I took the propagation, I didn't put it in, I did put it in water, but it was starting to show some warts, so I've chopped the wart off and I just immediately put it in soil, and yeah, it's not really doing anything. I don't see any root growth, but yeah, it's also not declining, so yeah, we'll see what it will do. Here I have another Anthurium. It was on the shelf over there, but I thought to give it a little bit more light since I really want to see this one mature, grow a little bit bigger. This is the Dark Phoenix with Papillanium or something. So yeah, I really want to see this one grow bigger. It is working on a new leaf, so really exciting. We'll put it carefully back over there. And for this one, the Jacaranda Miso something, it's been going downhill a little bit. It has dropped a lot of leaves. Or well, they didn't drop, I cut them off, but they were starting to yellowing, and yeah, I'm not sure what this one wants. If it maybe could use like a repot or just a good pruning session. I really should look more into this plant in how to care for it. I've also been thinking about taking one of the two out of there and grow it outside. So yeah, but yeah, those leaves are just so beautiful. Really has like a fern look to it, so delicate and elegant. Yeah, really, really pretty. Then over here, that's ficus. Yeah, not that much to say about it. It is growing some new leaves here and there. But this one is exciting. This is my, I want to say my only Hoya, but I also have like the Hoya linearis. So yeah, I have this one for a while, but it didn't do anything for the longest time. But I do see you see those two green points? So I'm curious. I'm definitely not experienced in Hoya, so I'm also not sure like how they grow and stuff. But I think those will be leaves or something. So yeah, curious to see. This one is also an exciting one. This is my dragon scale. I just started it over from corns and it's really growing back nicely. I do want to chop off that leaf because I don't like that one. But yeah, really happy to see that this one is bouncing back nicely. Here I have the obliqua, really not looking that well though, but also working on a new leaf over there. Oh yeah, and here I think I also really need to do something with this one. This is my Alocasia Silver Dragon. Also started it over from corms. They are in this fluval for a long time. I did have some like plastic over it, but yeah, it was growing. The new growth couldn't go anywhere, so I removed it, the plastic. But I also don't really see that much roots going on. So yeah, we'll see if it's already ready for a repot. So then we only have 2 more plants to go. Here is the Philodendron esmeraldens, the bottom proportion. Like this one is receiving a lot of light, but I don't see any really bleaching going on. It is working on a new leaf, and it also looks like it will be like a decent size. Maybe I should help it a little bit. It looks a little bit stuck in this sheet. And then for the last plant over here, the monstera dubia, also desperately in a need for chop and extend. As you can see, it's already growing over the moss ball. So yeah, that's not a plenty to do thing which needs to be done ASAP. And now for the last one, the IKEA Milsbow. I don't know even what to say about this one because I really want to start so badly with spray foaming it, but I can't figure out how I want to do things in here, and in my mind I want to have like everything like perfect in detail, like where do I going to place which plants, and because in my brain I just want to have like everything thought out like in detail, like know where I want to have what plant and in which location, and I just feel like I don't have that good enough in my brain to start this one because I kind of want to have like also just really terrarium plants in here. I will open it up though, so you can get a better view of it. But yeah, in the first occasion I really want to have this one for Anthuriums, but yeah, I just don't know. And I kind of want to have like maybe just really terrarium plants in here, like maybe some begonias and some Lucidia species. And I feel like I first need to have those plants so I can like choose their location, and since I don't have those plants any yet, then I don't know how to do with it. So yeah, it's just now functioning like this. I did put some tape yesterday over on the sides because we do want to... Oh, they are drilling. So yeah, what I wanted to say, okay, I think they will keep on drilling, like neighbors getting like a new kitchen. So I hope the sound isn't too bothersome. But I put tape on the outer sides because we do want to silicone the glass in here, because we do notice now that sometimes you hear like the glass wailing. So yeah, let's just go quickly over to all of these plants that are in here. I really don't know what's new and what's not. Yeah, this is definitely a new leaf. I'm really not sure what all these Anthuriums are though, but here is a new leaf growing, and I also see that there's a new one going over there. Maybe I should turn it a little bit so it's not like squished against the glass. This one, I don't know which one this is, but it's looking interesting. It's this silver on the edges. Oh. But yeah, so far it's not growing really that well. I also put like so much tape on there. Like normally I had like one tape going over here, but especially now these plants getting heavy, like the tape was slowly coming off the glass, so I really put like tape like also vertically. So yeah, it's like a lot of tape, not the prettiest side, but yeah. The plants are growing in here. This one also, yeah, not growing that well. I also cut some leaves because they were yellowing. Then for over this one, I think this one is also one of my favorite Anthuriums. This is a Bedside AF crossed with Dark Forgetii, I think. Really, really gorgeous leaf. Like, really, really pretty. There is a new leaf on the Anthurium Luxuriant, still inflating a little bit, but also not really sizing up. This is one of... Well, this is also like, I don't know what it is. It was upstairs on the grow lights though, but yeah, since I really want to get like, hopefully a better view of how I want to do anything, I just put some more Anthuriums in here. And now for over this one, this is one of my latest new Anthurium. What is it? hot chocolate crossed with something, and this is the new leaf. It's rooting really, really well, as you can see maybe here. So yeah, it took the repot really well. I'm really curious how this one is going to look furthermore, because yeah, also one which I really, really love. I put the Anthurium radicans luxurians in here. This is one which I think I also want to keep in here. Like if I'm going to do this project, I just want to pot it up like straight in the substrate down here. Another piper. I got a new rabbit's foot fern because I took some propagations from it, because I just want to have, like, as you can see upstairs, just some, just a little bit of ferns in this terrarium. I really love ferns though, I think they are so whimsical. So yeah, since I'm not sure about how I want to do everything, I think this will take still a long time before it will be finished. I wish I could just go like that, just start it and just see how everything turned out, but yeah, no, my brain just wants to have everything thought to in detail. Then over for the last plant over here, like it's really dark, I really need to put the brightness up, like over here. So over here, this Monstera minima, I've been really considering, like, do I want to keep it over here or not, and I'm still not sure about it. But even though it's like living in the, basically in the dark, it's still growing really, really well. Like, look at those new leaves. Like, still really big. So yeah, really interesting to see that even though it's like receiving such little light, it's still growing. So yeah, that's nice to see. I have not given an update about this IKEA Aquabar for a long time. And yeah, so this is kind of what I want to create, like with the big one. So yeah, that's so you can get a view what's kind of my plan with it, like with the backdrop and a lot of moss, because I do want to have a lot of moss in there. I think that's just, oh, so nice. Yeah, I haven't maintained this thing really. I just sprayed it and let it do its thing. But there are like a lot of different things growing in here now. The plant itself, like the piper, is growing really well, but it's receiving definitely a little bit too much light. It's getting pretty bleached. Just some random propagation from the jade satin. I don't know why I've put it even in here. Little, also just, whoops, a propagation from the rabbit's foot fern. I really had to look up on the internet like how to propagate these rabbit foot ferns. Like probably if I stick this part in the soil it will grow. So we'll see how that goes. There is like finally growing a new leaf on this Monstera obliqua. But one thing I have noticed, like there is a little bit of moldy situation going on in here. So yeah, I do really want to change up this terrarium soon. Take out all of the plants. Maybe I will keep the obliqua, I'm not sure. But also just like, yeah, some smaller plants and stuff in here. And redo some of the moss, because that moss over there is like all crispy and dead. So yeah, that was it for the last planty situation, the IKEA Aquabar. So that was it for my full houseplant collection tour. I think eventually I did forgot 3 plants, but yeah, those are just more plants which maybe I should just get rid of them, because yeah, I just constantly forget them. So the next thing which I really need to do is like getting on top of all of those plenty to do things, which I also mentioned in the video, and I think it will be fun to make a separate video about that and take you guys along with all of the plant cures that I need to get done. And so yeah, that will be something for a new video. So yeah, that was it for this houseplant walkthrough video. I really hope you enjoyed watching it. And if you made it all to the end to this video, thank you, and I hope to see you in my next one.